What's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Podcast, episode 95. Yeah. I'm your host, the infallible Phil Marks, and with me today, you guys asked for him. He's back, the one, the only. Can I get a yeet for Hughezy today? Hughezy, how you doing, buddy?
Very good, but first of all, I'd just like to explain the hair. So, I'm due to get a haircut on Tuesday, at the time. So what it is my hair is too long to do the usual spiky shit that I would do, but it's too to do any of that like flicky quiff shit.
Yeah, so, like what I do.
Yeah. Dirty, greasy moose boy.
Oh, that's good, man.
And also,
I grew up around a lot of those, so.
And also, I'm on water instead of drink because on Friday night I got really overly drunk. I haven't gotten drunk in months, really. I was fucking dying. So, and I'm still recovering, and there's something wrong with my stomach. So, cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Those hangovers hit harder when you're, what are you now, pushing 50, 55? R-Truth? What are you, R-Truth age?
I'm a good 40, or as Naughty Nightheart calls it, 38.
Exactly. There you go. I'm 33, dude. I'm dreading those in my 40s hangovers, you know?
Oh, God. Speaking of Naughty Nightheart, did you happen to see her photographs from her boat party weekend?
Oh, of course. We chronicled it on the show. And yeah, dude, we covered a bunch of videos. And yes, there was photos from a lot of the ladies, the formerly known as WWE Divas. But they were out there. They need to bring that show back, Total Divas, after seeing that footage.
Yeah, not to come across like a pervert. And I hope this doesn't come across as rude or anything like that, but I wouldn't stop eating their arse until my mouth was full of shit. Like
you what?
Yeah, like fucking Bailey's arse. It's like how do you have a big arse like that and you think, I know for my gear I'll wear baggy cargo pants? It's like, no, wear fucking shorts and you'd get fucking 1980s type TV ratings. Her hole would be a bigger draw since Andre versus Hogan.
Oh, man. And wouldn't she like to be the one to slam that old stinky giant up in the air and pick it up over your head?
If Jade Cargill was there with those ladies in bikinis, that boat would have been floating on a moat of my cum, never mind fucking water. It'll be a mixture of pre and cum.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of cum, everybody welcome to Pro Wrestle Times podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, you guys can see on the screen, we have Hughezy at TheHughezy, and Hughezy Entertainment on YouTube is where you can find my good friend. But they all know who you are. And so enough of the plugs, all that aside, we got some news to get into, some news with Hughes, some newsy with Hughezy. Just at the top of the hour, Hughezy, before we hopped on the air, R-Truth. It was he's not released. He is not having his contract extended further, and it expires soon. And he's just like sitting at home, and he's not working. I guess he'll never wrestle again. But I mean, his last match was against John Cena. Who can really say that? You know what I mean? That's pretty epic. I don't think we'll ever see this guy wrestle again. If you want my opinion, maybe he pops up in TNA. Does something funny over there, but R-Truth was legit released, and I want your thoughts on it overall. Like, what are you thinking about it? Was he a Vince guy? You and I talk a lot about like, Vince guys, and some of these guys are on a lot of money. You got to think R-Truth's been there like 2 decades. He's got to be on really good money for like what they use him for. So to me, I don't know. He's 53. I think he's almost 54 years old. I mean, put him on a Legends deal and let him just show up wherever he wants. And he's made enough money, like I'm not too terribly sad by this, but I am sad because he's just a beloved character. But that's my initial thoughts. What are your initial thoughts seeing this today?
Yeah, it goes back to stuff I said the first time it was on here, that when you're a Vince McMahon guy, you'll get a way overpaid contract of guaranteed money and a huge cut of merch and stuff like that. I don't know what Truth was getting, but I'm just going to assume it was millions per year. And frankly, they're not going to keep paying him that at his age. Like, they're never going to push him as a top guy. That opportunity was gone a long time ago. It's a shame because he's fucking entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also pretty sure that they weren't going to have him take a pay cut as well. And as you say, like, he's 53. He's got through this career relatively injury free. That he's kind of like sort of in the dream spot. He's still in shape. He could do the conventions. He can start a podcast. He's got millions to live off. Tell stories forever. Go viral on YouTube. Not being a wrestler is almost more fun than being a wrestler now.
Right.
So
if he really, I was just gonna say, if he really wants to scratch that itch, though, he can just show up anywhere and at a fucking indie TNA. He can just show up and do a match. So it's not like it's almost the freedom is better. That's a great point. But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, like, it's just, and also, but the way his booking was, because a lot of my opinions come in from Keep the 100 emailers, and I think, oh, that's a good point. I'll pass it off as my own. But hey, bro. But the book,
orale.
hey, are you calling me a snowflake, bro? Yes. You're a cunt, bro.
Oh my god.
That's the way they fuck.
I don't got a good disco, so yours pops me, dude.
Yeah. But the thing about R-Truth was, if you look at his booking for the past year, it was really strange. Like WrestleMania 40, was it, when they did that big crazy double ladder tag match?
I think it was 40. Yeah, when Theory and Waller, I think, made off with the title. It was 39 or 40.
Yeah, and so when R-Truth and Miz won the tag belts, they get this giant fucking pop. The crowd went nuts, and you would think, well, okay, this is going to be the big team to lead into to SummerSlam. And then I think they ended up losing the tag belts on TV to Judgment Day or something like that.
Right.
To Balor and JD McDonough. Yep. JD McElephantitis Skull. I think that's his name. So the whole thing about that stuff is I find that really strange that they spent all that time building up the R-Truth and Miz versus Judgment Day feud, then just straight away done. And then they pretty much did nothing with him. It seemed like they were maybe going to do an R-Truth heel turn to side with Cena or whatever, but it's just very, very strange booking that they've done nothing with him.
Are you a big fan? And we're gonna stick to the R-Truth topic. Like, let's not get too far away from that. But have you been a fan of Triple H's booking thus far the last few months? I got to be honest, like. Listen, I'm the biggest proponent of there's ebbs and flows, right? So obviously after Mania, before Summer, so after Mania, you're going to chill out. And then before SummerSlam, you're going to ramp it back up again a little bit, right? You got to chill out a bit, though. If you're just like making someone come the whole time, it's not going to feel good after a while, right? It's like one of those Diddy parties. It's like, it was all fun at first, but after a while, it's like, shit. Who's in me now? I don't know. This is scary. So
send Bailey and Zaydana my way, and we'll test that experiment out. Like, oh no, they're sucking my dick again. What a terrible Tuesday. We'll rule you. Can you imagine that if somebody actually get pissed off? I remember Andrew Dice Clay said the reason why he divorced his most recent wife, he says, I didn't want her sucking my dick no more. I'm like,
and it was like, oh, she flips a coin, and is it like heads you straight, tails you gay? Oh,
yeah. So but booking wise, and this is something again from an emailer into the show, Keeping Them 100 official on YouTube. Triple H has had a terrible habit in the last year of just dropping storylines and there's no blow off. Like there never was Gable versus Otis. There never was
the New Day.
Yeah, there never was Truth versus Damian Priest. That never had a blow off.
Right.
What else?
Well, the New Day. Think about New Day. They turn heel. They're like, Biggie, you suck. And then we haven't even seen Biggie out there one more time to like get. I know he can't bump around, but like get pushed to the ground, or like they pie face him and go, or or they fake stomp him out. Like they can do that without hurting Biggie's neck. Like you can do something with that. Or like where Biggie manages the Street Profits who take out New Day and they pass. Like there's something there, man. But they're just they're not doing any of that. And it seems weird. Triple H knows how to like, it's kind of like Tony Khan a little bit. He knows how to like do something that night you go, oh, that was fucking. And then a month later you go, what was the payoff for this? Like, well, that happened. And then now it's just stuff happening,
I'll give you the biggest one.
Yeah.
There was no Punk versus Rollins versus McIntyre blow off.
And that's weird, too, because at Mania, it felt like Roman was the third wheel, and he got inserted in that triple threat, and it seemed like either that triple threat should have had Drew McIntyre in it as a four-way, or it should have been no Roman, and Drew made more sense to be in that. And especially when you see now that Seth is with Heyman, and then think about it. So Seth beats Punk and Roman at Mania, aligns with Heyman, just so that he can be in a triple threat to maybe get a shot in Money in the Bank, which then maybe gets him a shot at successfully cashing in, maybe. Like all of that seems for naught too. It's like it seems directionless almost a little bit. And then Cody Rhodes on SmackDown the other night said, the favor's still on the table. Like I can still sell my soul. That deal's still on the table. And I'm sitting there like, no one wants to see that. What the fuck? Like Hughezy, as well as I do, The Rock ain't coming back. So why even say that,
Yeah, The Rock right now has 5 films in the works, and that's just
they're
this
artsy
year.
films. They're real films. They're like A24. He's trying to get awards right now. He's got the second shot in Hollywood, Hughezy. He's trying to get awards. He's not trying to fucking make the next Red one or whatever. He's got Mark Kerr, the Smashing Machine. His next film's an A24 picture as well, and he's doing the Scorsese film. He's trying to win fucking awards. He's done doing the Black Adam shit, in my opinion. So that takes even more work in some ways than phoning it in front of a green screen.
There is no way The Rock is going to risk fucking up a Martin Scorsese film.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a fucking chance. And if The Rock does wrestle again, then I think The Rock's making a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Because like you're getting Scorsese and DiCaprio and The Rock. And considering it's a 70 set gangster film, it's like just fucking sign me up now.
Yeah.
I'll pay Metallica price tickets for that, And then of course, let's be honest. The Moana live action film. And if you don't like Moana, I'm leaving.
Yeah. So Moana, I don't know. I've seen the first one. I haven't seen Moana 2. I got to be honest. But I like it. And I'm a big Lilo and Stitch fan. And it obviously gives those vibes. But the live action one, I'm a little weary on just because Disney live action hasn't always, played out the best. But yeah, but not that I'm like a grown man child crying about fucking the Lion King. Like I don't give a shit. It's for kids, dog. I don't really care. But at the same time, I get why it's frustrating. Like those movies are beloved. Like I get why Snow White is a massive fucking disaster and how they bullshitted that up. But that aside, though, just back to what we were talking about, Hughezy, R-Truth and the booking overall. Did you have any last points on that or any other like examples you wanted to bring to light? You were just knocking out the examples there.
Yeah, no, but just even things like with the women, like somebody made a great point that earlier this year they were teasing Bayley versus Rhea Ripley for the title belt. That seemed like you know what it really seems like? It seems like at the minute all these storylines are happening that should have begun before WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Bayley and Lyra and Becky. That should have been a match at WrestleMania. This Jacob versus Solo should have begun. Well, it was supposed to happen after Survivor Series, but then Bronson Reed got hurt. That should have been a Mania. It just seems like there's too much holding stuff back,
Right.
and I don't know. It is not really that good anymore. I have stopped watching Raw or SmackDown because it's too much fucking hassle.
Yeah.
And also, then you tend to watch it. It's the same old fucking shit. Cody's back. Seth's doing a promo. Fucking the women want revenge. Blah blah blah. Like,
the girls were best friends. Now they're not best friends.
Oh fuck! And the thing that what I don't get is I forgot. Oh,
he says,
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
When you look at NXT and how they just released a whole bunch of women from NXT, but then on top of that, they brought the top 3 or 4 NXT women up to Raw and SmackDown. So what the fuck's going to happen with what you release all the Corey Jade and all those ones for? They could have taken the Stephanie Vaquer spots and all that stuff.
Yeah,
this is going to be a rough time for NXT. For the time being, like who just won was her name JC Jane?
JC Jane, yeah.
But who the fuck's she gonna work with? That's gonna
Jordan Grace, or is she getting called up too?
Yeah, she's been called up as well.
Okay,
so who's JC Jane gonna work with in NXT that's gonna cause any form of interest?
Sol Ruka, Zarya.
See that Sol Ruka? I'm just saying, that arse. I would be in that like a free Guinness pub on St. Patrick's Day. She has a lovely smile.
Yeah. Hughezy. So well, let's listen to Alfred Konuwa, actually. Shout out a friend of the show, my good pal, at This Is Nasty, Forbes writer, stand-up extraordinaire, Alfred Konuwa. Here is his take at Pro Wrestling Bits on YouTube. Here's his take on R-Truth being released, I guess, this morning, or it's not a release, actually, rather. When I first turn on X, here's the thing, Hughezy. I turn on Twitter, I turn on the Twitter machine, and I look, and the first thing I see is I'm tagged by like sickos saying, oh, I bet PWT will defend this and shit. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you are an AEW fan. Like, you hate everything R-Truth represents, man. He's like a sports entertainer through and through. He doesn't care about like doing a backflip over like popping the crowd or whatever, obviously. And yeah, the first thing I'm bombarded with on X is like motherfuckers tagging me and shit, like who don't even care. It's like, you're an AEW fan. Go cry about backflips somewhere. Why are you even messaging? Why are you even saying this shit to me? So, but yeah, I'm definitely not behind releasing R-Truth, but I'm also not going to feign outrage for you pussies to make you feel better. Like
this is just the start of it. They're getting rid of all of the Vince guys, all the big contracts.
You called it first. You said it on PW motherfucking T. I'm sure you know what I mean. Like fucking, I'm sure like we know right. I mean, we understand, but it's like, you were saying this shit, and people were in my comments even like, "Oh, shut up! That's not going to happen." Da da da. Then one by one, Sonya Deville, Braun Strowman, people we had discussed. The Miz could be next. R-Truth, bro.
Yeah, I genuinely think the Miz will be gone before the end of the year.
Wow, the Miz will be gone, guys. You heard it here first, man. Okay, let's watch Alfred Konuwa's take on R-Truth, though, and enough about me bitch fitting with Twitter geeks.
R-Truth says he was released from WWE, and of course, this is just the latest R-Truth rib where he says something inaccurate. We all have a laugh, and in reality, he'll be on SmackDown next. Wait, what the hell? It's crazy. All these fans and wrestlers and executives are falling for it. It's real? No, it's not real. You're telling me R-Truth's last words in WWE were, "Oh, y'all big boned it."
Yeah, true. That's what I mean. Like, okay, have the match with John Cena, book it in a way where it's like an R-Truth send-off and shit. But instead, he was like on the show the next week or later in the week doing this shit. Y'all big boned it.
Yeah. Yeah, like it is, because he is great and he is really entertaining, but I don't know. Well, what exactly did people expect him to do with him?
I'm not expecting him to get pushed to the moon, but is it not weird, though, that they had the match? Like, why didn't they do it as like a big farewell send-off? Like, listen, it's Truth's last ever match against Cena, too. And this is what I tried to tell people. I tried to say this on my show, and everyone's like, no, you fucking... Bro, Randy Orton, this is his farewell tour, too. They just not marketing it that way. R-Truth, a bunch... Naomi's like, I'm 37. I want to have a bunch of kids. She's like, I really don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. There's a lot of people. This is their farewell. Like Becky just came in and did Becky Hogan. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of like the whole Lyra Becky team up out of nowhere. It should have, like you said earlier, it should have been Lyra Bailey. However, Becky's on like her last run. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna be wrestling more than like maybe through next Mania. So. And Roman Reigns, you said it as well. Everyone's like, Roman extended his contract through whatever. You said it, Hughezy. Yo, it's like at the end of this year or whatever, then the dirt sheets come out. Oh, Roman's going to chill. He might be done in the next like 2 years. They all just confirm what you say after. And it's hilarious to me that like people want to argue this fact. Like R-Truth is 50 fucking 3. I'm going to miss him too. But what did you all expect for real? Like, I'm surprised they didn't just sign him to a Legends deal and not release him. You know, like I'm surprised that just wasn't the move or it's not a release. Sorry, I need to get those words out of my mouth too, because that was the narrative. All the dirt sheets as well. The vernacular they use, they say he was released. He was released. He wasn't released. His contract's expiring. You know, and they do the same thing with when WWE moves a show. They go, WWE canceled a show. You know, so we got to get this out of our heads, and I make the mistake of like parroting it as well because we're all absorbing the same information that's out there. But I digress. Hughezy, it's fucking crazy how spot on you've been about this shit, and you're saying the Miz won't be here past 2025, and I'm just inclined to agree with you. We talked about Braun Strowman, Sonya Deville. These are Vince people. Truth, love him or hate him. He's a fucking Vince guy, to say the least. I mean, he's been in the company for 20 years now, 53. I mean, fuck, man. What more do you expect? Now, this is where I'm more upset, is the booking. I just think they could have booked it like, here's your farewell. We're going to release you. Here's your farewell match against John Cena. It's a bunch of people's farewells. Don't be shocked if this happens more, but at least book it in a way where it's like, okay, they booked Ricochet stronger, or not even that it's about stronger, but they gave him even like a storyline kind of on his way out. R-Truth, he's just like, y'all big boned it. Then he's gone after the biggest match of his career against Cena. I know I just rambled, but like, you get what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, but allegedly, should I say, prediction-wise, whatever way you want to take it, my theory with Ricochet is that he's going to do a Cody Rhodes type thing, where he's going to see this current big contract out, and then once it's time to talk, he'll come back and get the big push. You know, in another
WWE
company.
Push him like that?
Possibly. I mean, we're getting pretty woke. I'm pretty sure that arse fingering whack off videos don't really cause so much trouble anymore. Dirty boy Ricochet, dirty boy.
Did you see when he was like, when he came at me and he's like, you're a fucking loser or whatever?
No, you know what the thing, I would understand doing it as a character, you know, him, I'm a heel on Twitter, but he loses all the Twitter battles.
I know.
And also, allegedly, the plan or one of the plans for Mania 42, just as a holding pattern, is Cody versus Orton.
I fucking love it. Let's go. I think this is Orton's last or second last WrestleMania. That's my other bold prediction right there.
You can visibly see that he's walking injured.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy's fucking hurt. Like, back pain, you really never get over. Like, I've had a bad back for 13 years.
Yep.
Orton had to get fucking surgery on his.
They tried to do that to me, man. They wanted to give me back surgery, and you know what I did for a shoot? I think I told you, DDP yoga. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
Works.
no, that shit works.
Yeah, it works, bro. It worked for me.
Yeah, but with Orton, I think he'll retire next year. Like you could see it in him that he's struggling. Like when he hits the ground, he's getting up slower.
Yeah.
He's walking naturally slower. It's just the guy's too much weight. He's been taking way too many bumps for too long. And look at the way he keeps needing to take time off every time he has a big match.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's taking time off because he's trying to heal up for real.
Because exactly, and stay like keep that physique up for like the appearances and that, you know, and then because you need him for the big matches, the big cards, and so he's doing the best he can. But yeah, man, I really feel for Orton, and yeah, just be grateful. This could be the last year or two of Orton. They just don't market it as his farewell tour, and if Cena goes away, I could see next year them going, it's the Orton farewell tour, like on TV. I could see them pulling the same shit, you know.
Yeah, and then the year after it'll be the Roman bye-bye tour. Yep. It wouldn't even shock me, to be honest, if Jimmy and Jey Uso were considering retirement, because they've made a shitload of money, and they worked the craziest schedule the whole time.
Yep.
Like it was only this year that they finally started getting like the days off and the relaxation shit.
Yeah.
Really, there's so many wrestlers that I would expect that you could see them just say, no, fuck it, I've done this for too long. I've had a bunch of WrestleManias, all that shit. Like Sami Zayn, I could see retiring.
I was just going to say that. And Kevin Owens, we know, his neck is for real fucked. And he put on that crazy match with Sammy. What a way to go out. That would be like, there you go. Just go out. You had that crazy ass match with your friend at WrestleMania, your best friend, you know? Just go out on that.
And like, I'm a big boxing fan, I should have said was. But these boxers are getting paid so much money per fight now that they can be like, right, I'm going to have 6 fights and I'm going to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, it'd be like, right, I'm going to fight for 15 years and then I'm going to retire. Like,
I'm going to go 32-6 and then maybe figure some things out.
Like you can make like 15 to 20 to 30 million per fight now.
Yeah.
Just be smart with your money and you can live off that forever. And then, you know, and that's why getting back to the R-Truth thing, there's no point in feeling sorry for him. He's a multi-millionaire. He's potentially retiring injury-free. And he'll probably have an amazing podcast that he'll start up soon with all these wrestling stories, all these music stories, all these great guests. He's just about to start really enjoying his life now. We won't have to catch fucking flights. Could stay at home, watch Moana 2 with his kids, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Man, when if I was R-Truth, here's my creative pitch for R-Truth, and maybe I should email this to him so I could get paid, but here you go. I'll fantasy mark book it. Does like an Eric Andre type, like 30-minute podcast with people, because he has a lot of connects, and like he could be funny and be like the Tupac hologram and stuff, you know, because he has a picture with Tupac, but like not that degree where he's like trolling people and like having shit explode or whatever Eric Andre would do, you know, an alien rips through his chest or whatever crazy fucking gag is. But R-Truth just like doing his shtick and sort of trolling, I guess RJ City's AEW or whatever that show is, HeyEW or whatever. I guess R-Truth, do your own version of that. 30-minute episodes on YouTube, drop one a week. You fucking millions of subs, I guarantee. Sorry. That's my pitch.
I'm just gonna say about AEW fans.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them.
Oh,
you fucking mark!
Yeah, AEW fans, they're not normal. They're just fucking scumbags. When the AAA WWE thing was announced,
yep,
you like almost straight away you got the AEW marks going, I hope they fire you. I hope about Conan saying that. I hope your kidneys finally shut down.
Is that what they said to him?
I remember Conan's mom died during the 2020 virus stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And literally, I remember. So that was announced by I don't know, just say 5 p.m. By
Mhm.
5:20, there was AEW marks
Yeah.
in the comments saying shit like if you just spent more time with your mom instead of
Oh.
crashing AEW, and it's like you people are fucking cunts. Like you have no life. AEW is not real. It's a special boy autistic cunt who has a 4D general manager mode, and you worship it because fucking cunt Will Ospreay, who I've met and is a short arse, by the way.
I'm 6'4", Hughezy. You gotta come more specific because they're short, and then there's like midget to me.
Well, I'm 6'1" or 6'2", and Ospreay was smaller than me, and it's
okay.
a very fascinating story, which I will tell you after. I'm sure you can't wait.
I can't.
But yeah, the AEW fans, like, it's not funny anymore. It's like when people go, it's getting a bit serious. Pedos have this creepy, sleazy reputation of dressing a certain way.
Yeah.
AEW marks have that same thing. It's the baseball cap, it's the fat belly, it's the black t-shirt, it's the beard. You people are fucking retarded. I hate you. I don't want you fucking talking on my shit. I don't want you DMing me asking to go on fucking podcasts. I don't want any of it. Fuck off.
You get DMs asking to go on K100?
No, asking me to go on their show.
People reaching out to you to come on their shit. Yeah.
I used to see during the pandemic, and I'm not exaggerating, it was literally a minimum of once per day from March until December. I got asked to go on these fucking podcasts. They're like the pile driver and all. It's like, no, fuck off. I don't want to fucking do these shit shows. Like I've set a rule for myself that I'll do shows for two reasons. If I think we're going to have a laugh, or if they have like a big audience that's going to help me out with my stuff. That's what. And with these fucking AEW, it's like, what is wrong with you? It's not normal. Like if kids, you were talking about Lilo and Stitch, or Lilo and Stitch. Kids are freaking out about that, and they love it. And then the fucking the Minecraft movie, it's like, yeah, they're kids. Isn't it cute to see how the kids get all excited and they want to dress up like the characters and they're saying the catchphrases from the films? Yeah. So then you look at AEW, they have fucking men in their 40s with grey balding hair, and they're going, this is where the best wrestle. Fuck off.
Oh my god. Hughezy. Yeah, I get asked to do a lot of shows. I get a lot of people who are like, hey man, you should send me a link and let me come on the show. And it's just like a random account. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, who are you?
Yeah. There's this fucking guy from Ireland. I really should have known his name. And by the way, I can't remember your name, you dickhead. But if you see this, if you can't grow a thick mustache, then stop trying to grow a fucking mustache. It looks like you were drinking hot chocolate all the time.
Shave that shit, cuz. Trust me.
And he sent me, and he sent me this message saying, I'd love to have you on the show and we could talk wrestling and podcasting. And I said, no, I hate doing that stuff. And then he asked me again, and I said, I'm going to have to block you because I said no. And then he didn't seem to understand what that meant. And he goes, and he says, it's upsetting to see someone from my own country talk to me like this. It's disheartening. It's like, well, fucking kill yourself then.
Yeah.
Get the press from it and kill yourself. We don't fucking need you.
People feel so entitled. I feel like social media has lent to that, where people feel super entitled. I don't even remember how we linked up, to be honest. We just like followed each other, I think, right?
Yeah, no, I had been seeing your clips on the tube.
Mm-hmm. And I've been a fan. I was a fan of yours for like years, bro. I've known who you were for like years before we ever talked or anything.
Yeah, and it was just stuff like I do like one wrestling interview for my podcast every year and a half or 2 years and shit. but I'd seen your clips and I'd heard Keeping It 100 fans had been talking about you Wrestling Soup, and Alfred Kanua.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a blast. You're like one of my most requested guests. Like everyone's like, "Oh, bring Hughezy back." At first, people were like, "Who the fuck is this guy? I hate this shit." And I'm like, "No, trust me. Like, you just let it go." And then it fucking has become everyone is like, "When's Hughezy coming on again? When's Hughezy coming on?"
Well, and just to give myself another pat in the back, do you remember I had said that I was told by someone, I can't remember his name, but he's got a lovely smile, that there was going to be a new heel faction that formed around the Netflix Raw time.
Yeah.
I was right again.
Yeah, dude. You nailed that. And it was Seth and it was Breaker and shit. And I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, I think you said Seth would be involved in it too. I don't know if you said that on the air, but I'm pretty sure you DM'd me that. I think you were like certain that Seth would be involved some way.
Yeah, Seth, Drew, and Owens was what I had heard at the time.
That would be awesome. I'm not a big fan of Bronson Reed being in it, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, I don't know, man. R-Truth was released. Ron Killings had this to say, I guess, to circle back to that. He says, "I'm sorry to inform you all. I just got released from WWE. I want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for the ride. Thank you all for the love, support, and appreciation you have given me over the years. Thank you." And yeah, shout out R-Truth.
And look at what old finger arse Ricochet said. He said, "Go enjoy your life," and it's like, right, like you're in your early 50s. You look like he's in perfect health. You've got millions. Go take that vacation you've always wanted. Go buy the fucking Euphoria box set or whatever it is. Just time to kick back and enjoy spending. And yeah, this is why I don't feel bad for him. Like there's some people like what's the NXT woman? Was it named Jakara Jackson?
Jakara Jackson. That one really pissed me off, man.
Yeah, because that one didn't make any sense to me because the fact that she had done that main roster stuff a few times, to then now when you look back, NXT could really do with new women to push to the top. Like they could have done with Jakara Jackson, and I just think it's such a waste of time. I mean, for her, I think it's a shame to be fired because she's now going to have to go from NXT back to the indie scene, and I don't think she's mentally or professionally ready to really have to do the grind, bruv. So
bro. So like my whole thing is the tag division is just depleted and they don't give a fuck. The tag titles, the women's tag titles and mid-card titles are just there so that to get you a shot at other mid-card or tag titles or world titles or in the chamber or at Money in the Bank. Like you're IC champ. Oh, now I get a shot at the tag titles. You're a tag champ. Now I get a Money in the Bank shot. You're the US champ. Oh, now I get a Money in the Bank shot. Oh, I won the tag belts. Me and my tag partner get to be in an elimination chamber. It's fucking stupid. It's like just absolve the division, get rid of it, especially if you're just going to fire KC2, right? Like Katana, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Then you get rid of Jakara as well. And it's like, okay, you have Jade Cargill tearing shit up. And then Lash Legend is like barely featured on fucking TV. And there was a minute there where you had like Bianca and Jade versus Lash and Jakara, and I'm like, this is the future of the tag division right here. If they could build a whole division around this, and instead they just let someone go, Jakara, who I thought added more to like Lash. I feel like she just added more. I'm a big NXT fan. I don't know, and just to drop that whole thing, and same with Metaphor. It was like, why would you drop that whole group as well, right when Noam comes back? They have a lit entrance. They're over. You could have called it up to the main roster. Like, where's the... I don't know. It's clearly just business. Like, okay, we can just scrap these people. We're not doing shit with them. I truly just feel it boils down to that reason alone because there's no reason why you don't test Metaphor. If DIY is on the main roster, you can test Metaphor out on the main roster with their cool-ass entrance and have them as like a group with 2 dudes and 2 gals, and they're both in the tag divisions. Why the fuck can't you do that? It's the same thing with the Wyatt Six. They just come back, spooky entrance, beat people up, and then they go away. And then literally they did that the last 2 in a row. They had the Wyatt show up, the lights go out, they show up, they beat up the whole tag division and Candice LeRae, and then, you know, the show ends or whatever, it goes to commercial. They did that twice, 2 weeks in a row now. And it's like, what? At what point do we... I don't know. Like, yes, the releases are chill. I don't know. I'm more upset by Jakara and Casey and them than I am R-Truth. I got to be perfectly honest, because
I don't understand the logic of releasing young talent who haven't had the opportunity to fail yet.
That's what I mean. Like, you could have did metaphor that entrance one time on Raw and see if it worked. You mean you couldn't have done that once? That's crazier to me than releasing Braun Strowman, you know?
Yeah, like Strowman, to be honest, from what I'd heard, he had become very injury prone, and he wasn't able to train like he used to because he's got like bad neck and bad he's like groin injuries and stuff, and he was on a huge contract. So when I'd heard he getting released, I was like, well, fuck yeah. But a lot of the younger women like Corey Jade being fired. That just didn't make any sense. Like, she clearly could have now moved up into the mid card title scene on the main roster, or gone into the main event scene of NXT. It's just such a weird creative choices. But then there's other stuff that allegedly I've heard the Dakota Kai and Eddie Thorpe stuff, and I don't know specifically what it was, but I'm just going to assume it was something to do with her getting fisted up the arse, I guess. But
what? What are you getting at? What are you talking about?
No, but you know the way they're dating in real life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so what's his name? Frederick now or whatever. He was Eddie Thorpe, but his name's like Carl Frederick, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing he's dating Dakota Kai. For those of you who don't know, they've been dating. He's like a raver DJ guy. And what do you said something about Dakota Kai and the what now?
Yeah, in my head, that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, brother. But I don't know, because clearly something went on between them. The WWE was like, right, they've got to go. They have to. Like, I'm just assuming, like, maybe they filmed each other fucking, and footage of it's going about, and WWE's like, okay, they need to go before we get caught in with this scandal.
And what website would this footage be going about?
mydick.com.
Yeah, exactly. worldstarhiphop.com. Oh my god, dude. Okay, so that's crazy. That's a bomb, definitely. But we're just, of course, the characters are made up and the points don't matter, right? This is like Who's Line.
Yeah, of course, we're not saying that that footage actually exists. I'm just saying that in my head, that's what I would think, that to get rid of a couple like that, because they fired Damian Priest's girl. It's just,
who's Damian Priest's girl? Who's that?
She was one of the the black one from Carter and Chance, or whatever her name was.
Are they dating, Damian Priest and Caden Carter?
From what I understand.
Yeah, because they were in like a bunch of TikToks and shit together. Let me ask you this though. With Cora Jade, you don't think it's because she's dated 3 dudes in the PC? And again, this is like total divas type drama, but this is we're just speculating on releases here. Cora Jade dated 3 different dudes from the PC. Those 3 different dudes all went to date 3 different girls in NXT, PC, WWE. And Cora Jade's tweeting shit out like, "You're with him and my pussy's on his lips," or whatever the fuck she tweeted out. You don't think that sort of stuff, because you're getting into relationship dynamics, so I'm just throwing this out there. Do you think that's why? Because to me, that's why I think Cora got released. I think she's, quote unquote, as the ladies say, messy behind the scenes with her relationship stuff.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that, but I need to start following her on Twitter if that's true. I do remember the thing with Corey Jade and Gigi Dolan doing that thing where Meltzer reported with his lozenge in mouth. He's like, "Well, I heard that they were known as lazy or not seen as full of energy behind the scenes." And then, of course, those two stupid bitches reacted to it. It's like, no, you're fucking dumb. There's no proof to back up what he said, so don't react to him. Don't fucking give him the attention that he wants. Like, it's so fucking stupid. This is what these fucking dickheads and Dave. I genuinely think I hate Meltzer as well. Like, he's a liar.
He is.
Like, even from I can't really go into it, but the stuff I've heard where they've said to me afterwards, he completely made that up. Like, there's zero truth in according to a good source, I've heard that this is going to happen. It's like, who the fuck told you that?
I know. He's been caught lying so many times that, like, I've just caught him. Like, I'm not even an investigator. I'm not an investigative journalist. No type of shit like that. I didn't go to cop college or no type of shit. I can just psychoanalyze him. Like, that's my bread and butter. I just, for some reason, understand that dude on a fucking level to where I can call out his bullshit and I'm able to just source it easy. I know where he gets his bullshit from. And exactly like you said, whatever, allegedly, he's just full of shit, bro.
Allegedly.
I fucking know too. Trust me. I get DMs filled with people going, it's proving to me he's full of shit, and he's just full of shit, man. And it's crazy how he has he galvanizes people is the thing to me. Like, he like arms and equips these sickos. You went on a rant about AEW fans and shit, but he will like equip and galvanize them with like this 30% narrative and this sort of bullshit that he just pulls out of his ass, and then they run with it to the point where people are giving up on AEW now. Like, Meltzer and these fans, they made it uncool, bro. They made it just like, we don't even want to try anymore. Like, truly.
You know what they've done? They've done this thing what AEW have done. They did the mistake that Marvel did, and I'm gonna include myself in this group of people that I'm talking about.
Sure.
But Marvel, when they did Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, they made the choice where they said, okay, let's now start making the storylines really complicated and making it so that you had to have seen this animation and you had to have watched this TV show and this canceled TV show and seen all these previous films from a different franchise of a different era to understand this. Like, that's really pandered to the mega fan.
Right.
And if you look at the box office returns, apart from Deadpool 3, after Doctor Strange 2, everything just started going whoop, because it's like, right, you've lost me. And even Deadpool 3, I remember watching that with the lady, and she's not a fucking nerd like me.
Yeah.
But she was watching this, she was watching it, and she asked me to pause, and she said, "What the fuck are they talking about? Yeah. What's Gossip Girl? What's all this stuff about 20th Century Fox?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I understand it." Like, when Wesley Snipes turned up, and she said to me, "Who the fuck is that?"
Right.
And
you got to train. I trained my lady up there. Hughezy, my wife, I made her sit through the pandemic. I went, we're watching everything in chronological order, but MCU, Marvel, but we didn't watch it in chronological order of how it came out. I looked up and researched, and I took time, and we did it in the chronology of how it would have happened in universe. That's how fucking psychotic I am and how much of a fan I am of that world and comic books and stuff. But to your greater point, you nailed it on the head. It's like the exactly like you said, Doctor Strange, they went, you have to have seen all this other shit. Whereas every Iron Man movie, if you just isolate it and watch them alone, you could just like get into it and you don't need other context. But if you have watched other shit, there's little nuggets. And that's what WWE is really good at as well. Like if you watch it all the time, there's little nuggets. If you just pick up a PLE or Raw, they give you good recaps and shit. So you're all caught up on what's going on. With the greater point, though, that you're making with AEW, which, well, I'll let you make the point.
Yeah, and especially like when you look at the Avengers, the storyline, the entire storyline of this almost 2.5 hour long film is team fights army.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story. Whereas like with Doctor Strange, it's like super insidey referencey, and that's the problem with AEW. It's like, oh, they're feuding because in Japan they had an argument 15 years ago backstage at an indie show, and then they traded insults on a message board and all this stuff. And normal people are like, what the fuck is going on? Like AEW fans made me realize that I'm not as bad as I thought I was. Like all that comic book shit. I get it. I get those references.
Right.
But normal people don't. So when it comes to wrestling,
yeah.
And Meltzer is just, well, maybe not their Kevin Feige, but he's the one that just sort of encourages this shit and enables these fucking dickhead fans, these fucking people that just never seem to want to see the bigger picture. That they're like, yes, I remember New Japan at the G1 and somebody at round 4 did this, and this is why Tony Khan is a great booker, because he's a cunt. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what he is.
The problem is that he doesn't follow some of the shit. Like they expect everyone, you're not a fan of wrestling if you don't watch everything. And then recently they had Gabe Kidd join the Young Bucks and the Death Riders. Well, if you follow New Japan, Gabe Kidd like dissed the Young Bucks and like didn't want to align with them and shit. But then in AEW, he's aligning with them. So even in that aspect, Tony's dropped the ball as far as like continuity from other feds and shit, which is all good. But the problem is that they've sort of trained, like the narrative is you have to, what you just said, you have to watch all this other shit. So then you're a mark like myself and I turn on Resurgence and then I go, oh, look, Gabe Kidd doesn't fuck with the Bucks. And then all of a sudden I turn on Dynamite Dynamite, and then he's in the main event helping the Bucks and Moxley and Joe defeat Samoa Joe. And I'm sitting there like, this doesn't make sense. The Sickos, they don't stand on business, man. And what I mean by that is they don't keep the same energy for shit. For instance, today they're trying to feign outrage over R-Truth. And we got a little bit more on R-Truth and some more WWE news, but they're trying to feign outrage over R-Truth. Meanwhile, R-Truth embodies sports entertainment, the very shit they claim they're against. Yeah. These motherfuckers are talking about like ratings don't matter, and then they say, oh, they got the number one or their top ratings for 2025, and it's still a shit number compared to the last 6 years, but then they want to run around and go, this was such a great fucking number.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
Tony Khan sucked my cock once. The thing about AEW, again, this is from Keep Them 100 fans, Keep Them 100 official on YouTube. Thank you. Is that they? I've seen people say that even though they have it in their, what would I call it in America, the TiVo.
TiVo. I'm in Canada, bro. So
you know the thing that automatically records.
Yeah, DVR. Yeah,
DVR.
I think that's what it was called in like 2003 or so.
I'm catching up. But anyway, so they've said that if it wasn't for that automatically downloading the show, recording the show, they would never actually watch it, and that they would forget, oh fuck, Dynamite's on, and then they don't watch it. The problem is it's the fans that have caused this shit.
Yeah. Well, but they've been encouraged by Meltzer and people like Ricochet. I think, you know, like I know Ricochet's working, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not saying like you have to be responsible for how other people act and react, but it's just like, you know what you're doing. Like a bunch of these people think you're serious because you know that they're retards. You know, like he knows they're fucking. Yeah, so he knows what he's doing at the same time, and that's where it's like, fuck, man, you're really. It's like, because when he's sitting there going, I hate WWE and shit, it's like, man, you're only adding to that shit, and now WWE is trying to snuff AEW out. Like, clearly, they're going head to head. Like, WWE's like, we're gonna snuff this shit out with NXT, every building they do, every date they do a show, we're going to do some shit. So I don't know, man. I just think it's a bad move.
That's literally what Tony Khan has done. He's pandered his show to retards.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, you don't understand that maybe that's not the right choice. And I'm not saying that special needs people are bad people, but it's like,
of course not.
Do you really think that's kind of a wise idea that these people who maybe hit the shed are like still living off their parents' money at an older age in their life?
Yeah.
That you should be oh my God. It's just Eric Bischoff himself said on his own show when he was allowed to talk for that fat fuck started plugging dick pills.
Oh, come on. That's not very fair, Hughezy, to diss me and diss New Chews, Eric. AEW is healthy.
What do you think about that, Eric? Fuck off, Conrad. Wanker.
Oh, come on. That's not very fair to call me a wanker. Me and Tony Khan just want a healthy AEW, Hughezy.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I haven't been able to have a wank in 7 years. I'm a big boy. I like my dinner.
That's why I got Blue Chew.
Yeah. Okay. But, oh, fuck. Yeah. But anyway, so Bischoff said that what AEW is doing is bad for the industry because this is meant to be like the alternative and nobody's watching it. So there never will be another one unless, just say, the Saudis turn around and go, we're going to give $3 billion to someone to start up their own company. But
I'm back. Yeah. It was me, Austin.
We're going to have a shit match.
60
minutes of shit all over the place.
This is going to be a shit show. Literally. Yeah. So R-Truth, man. You know, Fightful's the people who broke the story, I guess. And they go, R-Truth's departure was met with complete shock and disbelief. One top talent calling it total nonsense. Another called this regime ruthless. It's by far this regime. It's so funny how people word it. It's by far the most criticized and universally disliked departure we've covered. And then, well, who said that? Fightful. That's a quote from Fightful, like a quote from someone. It's by far the most criticized and universally disliked departure we've covered. All right. And then, it's legit. R-Truth is gone. And, you put out a prediction. You said Miz next. Who else do you, if you could name like one other name, who would you throw out there? Oh, I want to bring this to you. Gunther deleted everything WWE and wrestling related from his X account. I did look it up. His name's Gunther and shit, but he deleted every tweet ever. The only ones that remain are like ones about his wife and shit. And there's nothing to do with WWE in the logo or anything. Do you think this is in protest? Do you think he's working? Do you think he's just like, oh, fuck, maybe, who knows if even I'm safe? Nobody's safe, so maybe I should get ahead of the ball here. What do you think that stems from? And if you could predict, like, would someone like Gunther go, or what's another name maybe you think could go besides Miz?
Well, I couldn't imagine Gunther going unless he personally quits. And unless he quits and just gets into some type of legal disagreement. But who could I see going?
Yes.
Well, I could see basically a lot of older people on bigger contracts. I could definitely see going. Natalia Neidhart has been around for a long time. And I could see her going. They don't need her on TV. I could see Corey Graves going. Because I was told that he had a couple of unreported backstage problems. Damn. So maybe that, I couldn't see any of the Samoans going. But I do find it weird that they're doing nothing with Jimmy Uso, or are they? And I'm just out of touch.
No, he's really just like a floater, and he'll just pop up sort of here and there, have a match every few weeks or couple weeks or whatever,
Yeah. I don't know about Karen Cross, because from what I'd heard from a source is that while he hasn't specifically signed a contract, he has they've agreed the terms, but at the same time, they're in this really weird phase, WWE, where they don't have competition. So the company now has the power over the wrestlers. So if the wrestler says, I'm not re-signing unless I get $1 million deal, they can just say, I will go. And we have other people we can push instead. Like, you're not needed. And that's what you're going to see. So although Jericho is in talks with WWE, well, he's having talks with WWE and AEW.
Right.
I don't know. I see it's a weird one because we've got this really weird stage where AEW has devalued so many people.
Yep.
That now Jericho can't be like, I don't even want to talk unless the offer is at least $3 million a year.
Right. Whereas like five years ago he could do that, but he fucking priced, like, that's what Tony Khan did. He priced everyone out.
Exactly. Like Disco was saying that about Bryan Danielson the other day on Keeping 100, that he's been significantly devalued.
Yeah.
And like, put it like this: when AEW announced the All-In press conference, they had a free meet and greet, right? When WWE does those hype up shows, they get about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
AEW had 40 people.
Yeah.
Right? You could meet your favorite AEW stars for free and not have to pay all these meet and greet prices. 40 people were interested.
Yeah.
I don't know why I put 5 fingers up.
5 fingers weird. For some reason. That's like 5, 10, 15, 20 times like 9 or some shit. I don't know. I'm bad at math, and so are you, but either way, I get your point.
But basically, so if Danielson were to come back to WWE, would the fans even know who he is? Because the thing with WWE,
they would know him and they do the yes chat, but he wouldn't get. I don't see him getting more like 2 million or 3 million or 4 million anymore. Like I don't see that being
And also, would he even pass the medical test? Because like Disco said on the show, Danielson got a lot of injuries in AEW. He got a lot of like neck problems and rib problems, and he get concussions and stuff. Would he pass the medical test? It's hard to tell.
Well, I hope Gunther doesn't get released. He has or doesn't let his contract expire. Maybe he's going to. Who knows? But he deleted everything WWE and wrestling related entirely from his X account. So hopefully we don't lose out on Gunther. Hughezy, you know what I mean? You hang out with a guy who might book AAA or write out the shows, or you know what I mean? You hang, you're around the dude. You and I like to talk lucha. I have another friend of mine who I like to talk lucha with as well. And you guys both were like, hey man, Del Rio is probably not dropping this fucking title. I was sitting there as soon as they booked this show for last night on May 31st, I was convinced personally. I was just like, they're putting it on Vikingo. Sorry, my chats. It's not Vikingo. It's Vikingo or whatever. I'm fucking sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Commenters, don't get mad at me. I'm Canadian, but and Vikingo's trending right now as we speak, but he won the title rather from Del Rio. Everybody tried to get, like, Dave Meltzer was all upset that on WWE Raw they accidentally dropped the fucking graphic for this is going to be for the mega championship, the mega campeon in America, but then in Mexico they dropped the graphic that it wasn't for the title between Chad Gable and Vikingo, rather, not this match. And so people got outraged and the dirt sheets, because they're just clawing for anything they can get, and they're like, oh, this was a huge mistake. Mostly Meltzer. It's like no one gave a fuck. But yeah, dude, Del Rio dropped this thing. Of course, we know the dirt sheets have been wrong about, like, oh, these people are signed to new deals and shit. WWE owns 51%. They fucking absorb these contracts. That's how these sorts of things work. You can look at any MMA company or whatever. It's just how it works. And so Del Rio will for surely, in my opinion, I think he'll still wrestle just on AAA exclusive shows. For the crossover ones, they need that strap off him so that Vikingo can do his thing against Rey Fenix and Rey Mysterio and all these other guys on the crossover shows and shit. And it makes sense to me because they were showing Vikingo, El Hijo del Vikingo. Sorry, Excalibur, that I don't get it right. But Vikingo, they were showing him at WrestleMania Saturday Night Main Event Raw. He's been attacked. He's kicked dudes. He's in WWE. They like this guy. They're going to obviously feature him on the main roster, etc., etc. Again, to make it about the Sickos, it's funny. None of them are like, oh my God, Vikingo and Kofi Kingston, dream match of the century, the way they did with Kenny Omega. They're like, this is a dream match and all this shit. It was like, come on, bro. It's not. You know what I mean? It's just Vikingo. He's on the come up, whatever. Not to make it about AEW again, but ultimately, this was the finish. This is how it went down, Hughezy. I just rambled, though. Is there anything you got to say before I show you this? On Max, by the way, AAA on Max. Take that, Tony Khan.
My prediction, if I had to say, is that, and this is just because I haven't heard anything from anyone, but I would say Chad Gable doesn't make the Worlds Collide show, but he's replaced by El Grande, whoever that guy is, and then El Grande becomes the AAA champion.
Ooh, oh my God.
So there's your new heel champion.
Right away?
I could... Well, he is a Mexican legend.
That's true. That is true.
And there's your new heel, the anti-Mexican champion who's making fun of Lucha.
Gets to wear the belt. Del Rio out, because that was what I was talking about on my show last night, Saturday. Well, we're recording this on Sunday, but this will be out probably tomorrow, Time Cop. So... But on Saturday night's live show, I talked about how, they are sacrificing here by removing this hot heel champion, because it's like an anomaly to have a hot heel champion in Mexico, the way Del Rio has worked. And especially and we covered this footage last night where he attacked Vikingo's dad and Dave Meltzer, and everybody's like, it might be real, it could be real. Clearly they're working. However, I said, listen, the hotness of WWE in Mexico, I think maybe WWE thinks that will fucking counteract, like, oh, we had to remove this hot heel. But you just dropped some genius shit.
Yeah.
El Grande wins the title and replaces that void of that hot heel, and then Vikingo can chase it back. And, I mean, that's genius. And if they do that, I mean, holy fuck.
And think about it, and then El Grande could turn up with American Alpha, because I don't know if Chad Gable could make it as well. They're different people, It'd be weird. It'd be good to see them together. So then American Alpha could be like the new top heel faction of AAA.
Yeah.
Which could then give the AAA guys exposure on the WWE roster.
Yeah.
There's so much they could do, and I think it's interesting to see what could happen. Because the problem with your guy Vikingo is that babyface champions, obviously that's what sells the tickets, is the chase. But once they become champion,
it's boring.
It gets stale really quick. Like, look at Cody Rhodes. People were like, "Oh fuck, I'll kill Roman if I see him." And then when he gets the title, they go, "Oh, I probably wouldn't have put it on him," in hindsight. It's like, yes, I know. But just as you were talking about the hotness, right? You see these fucking dickheads that online go, "Oh, the WWE business is tanking." They canceled the New Orleans thing because they're suffering. It's like, no, because they probably got offered a fucking $100 million raise on top of what they made this year. Like, why the fuck wouldn't they? And the other month, WWE SmackDown, they've announced they're recording one from Dublin. Tickets went on sale. The tickets were 300 fucking euro. Okay, that'll be about $350 American. Okay,
that's like $700 Canadian.
Yeah,
right. But for real though, that's like $450 Canadian.
Yeah. And it's all that shit. It's like WWE business is doing great. They haven't even got fucking started. Yeah. And also, I've got to say this to fans out there. if you can't afford it, don't buy it and move on with your life. Like, I'm wearing a Metallica shirt right now. I fucking love Metallica. They just announced their first shows here in about 8 years for next summer at the Aviva Stadium. And I was like, fuck yes, I can't wait. I went to buy the tickets. They were €700.
Oh.
I said, okay, not going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so immediately moved on, and I wasn't like going, "No, they don't care about us." I was like, "I don't give a fuck." Like I've just saved 700 to 1,400 fucking euros. Like this, just simply by not going to Metallica, I've now saved money. It's not a problem. You fucking geeks, stop taking it so seriously.
You're right, man. Well, speaking of not serious, here is a hilarious guitar shot on Alberto Del Patron.
¡Las decisiones ejecutivas! ¡Jimmy Kingo se está cobrando todo lo que ha hecho el patrón!
And then Vikingo hits him with the... And someone tweeted out like, oh, like one of these dudes who covers Lucha, he's like, the crowd didn't care. It was a smattering of applause and shit.
Is that the fucking Lucha Libre online?
Yeah, what the Lucha blog guy or whatever. Like I like him.
They're a bunch of fucking dicks. That guy Dave Viper.
Is that who? I don't know who it is. I just Lucha blogs chill. I like their posts. Like I like that they cover Lucha, you know. So I follow it and shit. But I know recently everyone's like, you're just a fed bad hater, and I'm like, damn, maybe I've just been blind to it.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking dicks. They're no different than the Sean Ross Craps and the Dave Meltzer types. Fuck them all.
But the crowd's going insane. So for everybody talking shit, I mean, this house is packed and they're going nuts.
Tiene la cobertura, lo aleja de la esquina. El conteo en 2. La cuenta en 3. Tenemos un nuevo mega campeón triple A.
Yeah, you have people like jumping up and down in the front row and shit. Like, I don't know where these dirt sheets get away with trying to diminish and undermine Vikingo, who a few years ago, it's a dream match against Kenny Omega. The two gods collide on Dynamite. And now it's like, fuck these guys. A little smattering of applause. Listen to that shit.
Cuando el campeón.
People going fucking nuts. He's crying and shit.
Yeah, we're saying and that's why I imagine the heel hate now if El Grande beats him.
Now imagine the heel heat if El Grande and JBL align, which I hope that happens. And listen to this promo JBL cut.
No comment.
Is that fucking? Am I warm on that one?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. He called Mexico a third world shithole, dude. In Mexico, say what you will about. Say what you will about Bradshaw, dude, but that takes some fucking balls right there.
He did one of the fun. Look at Conan. What the fuck is he wearing?
Conan, what are those glasses, my brother? Let's go. Where's my Conan? I'll get one.
One of the greatest tweets I've ever seen was by JBL, where there was a clip of Vikingo doing that 450 cannonball over the top rope through two tables. And then JBL tweeted, how disrespectful. I haven't even been retired for long and they're already stealing my moves. Like, nicely done.
Oh, dude. JBL's so good.
You bunch of damn idiots! You're the reason America had to build a wall!
You're the reason America had to build a wall to the fans. Oh, my God.
Pueblo asqueroso. No puedo seguir diciendo lo que dice JBL. Que respeten a su mega campeón.
Dude, money.
Yes.
Like, come on, listen to that crowd. Listen how hot that fucking crowd is.
Yeah, so if I'm pitching an idea,
Okay, so
El
I'll
Grande
give you one of these because we're just purely speculating here.
Wrestling's not fake!
Because he's so pro-American, he has to become. He gets linked up with American Alpha, and maybe Conan and ADR and that group, or some, what do they call, the Eye or something like that.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I don't really listen to him, to be honest. But
yeah, you would know before I do, bro.
Hey, bro, you're drinking.
Liberaza, dude.
You're obnoxious, bro. It's like, thank you. You call yourself fucking wrestling them, but the thing, Charles. But the thing about the JBL, I'm thinking that El Grande wins, especially because it'll get people talking, and it then will immediately set up potential rematches for down the line.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's what the announcement. Conan has said many times on the show that there's a big announcement coming. Is it next Saturday?
It is this Saturday coming up 7 days away.
Yeah, Conan has said there's going to be another big announcement. I'm assuming it's going to be to announce a WWE show in Mexico, and that's where they can then do the El Grande Vikingo rematch.
Fuck, man, I really hope that happens now. I'm like really fucking excited for the prospect of that, because I think the amount of heat that could get would be so good just for wrestling in general. I'm all about heat. I'm all about everything getting spiced up. Speaking of spiced up, Roman Reigns, just some quick news. He's in his next movie project, or actually we'll circle back to that. So another title that changed hands, Carlito, just quick news. He won some random indie fed title. Do you think Carlito sticks around for a while? He's part of Judgment Day. They're like a main through line in WWE. What are your thoughts? He just wins this title. I mean, we don't got to watch an indie, right? There's no one there. He wins this belt. What do you think of Carlito? Like, could he be on the chopping block? And even though he's part of like the Judgment Day, which is like really, if you think about it, the main act on Raw for the last how many years?
Yeah, I would say they might keep him around, but if I'm predicting, I'm seeing a Judgment Day break up, and it's going to lead to two feuding factions. By the way, just on a Judgment Day thing, this is from a Keaton at 100 person. They said, imagine this for WrestleMania.
Which one? This one? I don't have a disco. How do you do disco? What do you do with your tongue? I don't know.
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano. I'm Ray Romano. I don't got a Ray Romano. That's the problem. I got to work on that. I'm going to figure it out.
Yay!
Yeah. but what did disco, or I mean, not disco, but whoever said whatever on K100?
No, it was someone in the comments. They said, imagine if Jericho does come back to WWE to announce like his retirement at WrestleMania, and they do Jericho versus Dominic Mysterio.
Ooh.
Like, they would come up with gold building that up, and Dominic retires Chris Jericho. So Jericho goes out putting over a younger talent in a big match. I would love that.
That would be crazy. That would be amazing. That's a great pitch right there. Are you excited to see how The Rock... Okay, so sorry, they're making a movie. Triple H named executive producer for The Rock's new Andy Kaufman documentary. Were you an Andy Kaufman fan? And if so, well, were you an Andy Kaufman fan? At least, like, yes, I know he was before my time and shit, but like, you know.
I was, and one of the greatest things he ever did, and you can see it online, where there used to be this awful TV show called Fridays, and it was literally the Friday version of Saturday Night Live. And Andy Kaufman on live TV started a fight with the cast because he wouldn't do the sketch, and they were arguing on the set with Michael Richards, and he threw his drink over him, and the producer ran over and tried to attack Andy Kaufman. It was fucking chaos, but it is hilarious.
Amazing. That is amazing. Yes, he is infamously one of the fucking greatest trolls. Like he was a troll before there was trolls. You know, his whole comedy was sort of trolling. And his like Andy Kaufman, the official account, like he went under like a verification thing where they're like, is this really Andy Kaufman? So whoever this person is running this account, I don't know, they're cool and they do puppet shows, they call them, on Twitter, and they've retweeted me and shit. And but I've been a fan since, I mean, goddamn, the movie Man on the Moon. I mean, did you see the documentary about Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman? Have you seen this on Netflix?
What a fucking dickhead Jim Carrey is.
You know, Jerry Lawler talks about, well, me and Andy were friends, and Jim doesn't get that aspect. Like, he didn't really hate me.
I thought it was not a good performance in that he was speaking like Andy Kaufman's stage persona. Like Andrew Dice Clay doesn't actually talk like hey, what are you fucking want to hear for serious? Yeah, you want
I'm over here now.
Eggs? Yeah. Hey, Dice doesn't actually speak like that. So if they ever make a Dice
Gilbert
film,
Gottfried, where he talks like this and I go with my voice like this, like he doesn't really talk like that.
And a perfect example is Val Kilmer did the film The Doors about Jim Morrison.
Right.
But even as a young man, he was playing Jim Morrison like the drug-addled, swaggery guy that he was towards the end. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why has he got like a heroin problem before he's ever done heroin? This is shit. But yeah, I'll watch the documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll check this out, but because Triple H and The Rock are attached to it, it doesn't make it any better or good, or it doesn't make a fucking difference. It's just going to be narrative that they want to put out there about Andy Kaufman. I'm sure it'll be, everyone's going to watch it and go, I already knew all of this, right? That's what all the smarks in the IWC do anyways about every fucking show. Roman Reigns, though, speaking of movies, his next project is a heist comedy titled The Pickup. Now tell me if this doesn't sound like some straight to fucking DVD bin trash bullshit. The Pickup is set to premiere on Prime. The director has confirmed that Reigns will appear in various scenes alongside Eddie Murphy and Keke Palmer. I'm not trying to shit on Roman Reigns, and they probably doled out a shitload of money to make, like, Prime. They probably paid all of these people tremendously, handsomely, especially Eddie Murphy. But it's got Roman Reigns, Pete Davidson, Eddie Murphy, Eva Longoria, and Keke Palmer. And look at the poster. Like, this looks like some throwaway AI fucking The Pickup. They're armed, but she's dangerous.
And Dice is in it as well.
Is Dice in this? Oh, first I was over there, and I'm over here now. Oh,
hey, Eddie Murphy, I know you're one of them, but you ain't bad. But
you ain't
no,
bad. I still got my wallet. I says, hey, this guy's not so bad.
You forgot to shoot me today, Eddie. But yeah, I'm not watching this. I've officially learned my lesson with straight to streaming films, and Eddie Murphy specifically. I watched his Christmas film, Candy Cane Lane, a couple of years ago, and it was so fucking bad that it actually depressed me. It's kind of like, do you ever get when you go to see a family member you haven't seen in a while, and you realize, fuck, they're come to the end of their life. They're old and frail and weak, and they're watching that film. It's like, oh my god, Eddie Murphy's shit.
And for a Christmas movie, it's supposed to make you feel like cheerful and joyful, and instead you're like, fuck my life.
Yeah. And I hate Pete Davidson and Keke Palmer. I'd like to bang her, but I'm not watching her act.
Banger? Keke, I fucked her. Oh.
Keke Palmer? I barely know her.
Yeah. Palmer? I barely know her. Oh.
I'd give her more than the fucking palm. Hey.
Kiki, that's the noise she makes when I fuck her. Oh,
yeah. That's when she's choking on my doggy. Oh.
So I'm fucking this Keke Palmer bitch, right? So speaking of fucking, Dom and Liv Morgan are here. They got the kiss cam on the Tadums. Are you a Tadum guy? Are you one of these You watch the Netflix to Dumbs? Are you excited? They dropped news about like Squid Game 3 and that sort of shit. CM Punk was there. There was a WWE presence.
No, because I really don't watch that much Netflix stuff because all they put out is fucking sports documentaries or murder miniseries.
You need a VPN, bro. In Canada, they got no, you're right. It's just like murder stuff, and yeah, you're right. Like Liver King or Jake Paul or Ty Domi.
Yeah.
So here's so like are you hyped for like Squid Games, the mainstream shit? Basically, the Tadums is like, dude, we're announcing One Piece season 3. Are you into that type of shit, Hughezy? Or are you like, no, I try to get laid and things like that?
Yeah, I don't watch anything I have to read. I ain't got fucking time. What am I listening to a book? Get out of here.
So here's fucking what time is it? Okay, here's Liv and Dom on the kiss cam. So everybody's praising Dom's wife for, you know, allowing him to do this with Roxanne and Liv and Rhea Ripley.
WWE's hottest couple, Dirty Dom, aka Dominic Mysterio, and Liv.
What do you think, man? What would you pay to?
I'd deal with viruses just to get it. Could you imagine getting to eat Liv Morgan's arse? like imagine that's like so. What did you like last night? What did I do? I watched some Nathan Fielder stuff, and then I watched what the fuck did I do last night?
I don't know. Usually I wasn't there.
I have no. Oh yeah, I watched Welcome to Wrexham. Says, okay. That's what I did, and some other guy. I had my tongue up Liv Morgan's ass. So that's what I would do. Anything necessary.
And what about here's Rhea Ripley? She did her entrance. Like clearly Netflix and WWE it's just a long-term play with them. Everybody's got to understand that. They don't give a fuck about your fake ratings wars and all this bullshit with AEW. It's irrelevant to all of them. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And then, by the way, look at this. A company that's actually publicly celebrating the wrestling company that they work with. Not when they ever see Warner's doing this with AEW. We hear Meltzer talk about it and says, "Oh, they're very happy with it." It's like, well, why haven't they said anything? It's been 6 fucking years. Surely,
they're like,
how long does it take to type up a fucking press release?
It's crazy too because the numbers they claim. This is just how you know that they're all lying and they're fake. It's just really the simple because the numbers they're claiming AEW does. If NBA did those numbers, they'd post about it. And that's the NBA. So if some obscure wrestling shit with fucking a skinhead faction and you know what I mean? All this other bullshit, the Young Bucks and all this other shit going on in the show. If that out of nowhere was this anomaly that was pulling NBA level numbers, they'd post about it and they'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. But instead, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like it just came out that the Warner stock is doing so badly that people are being advised to not invest in it. Like that's how incredible. Fucking crazy this is.
Well, speaking of crazy, the Tadums give
a group of superstars who changed Monday nights forever on Netflix. Rhea Ripley, CM Punk. Members of the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio.
I mean, like, this is big, man, to be at the Tadums. You know this is a long-term play. Now, none of these folks have to be worried about their jobs, right, Hughezy?
Yeah, I would say so, although Raquel Rodriguez... It's weird. It's like she still wrestles like she's learning. Like it's like no, if you've been on WrestleMania, you need to get better quick.
Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Xavier Woods,
and I am Kofi Kingston, and we are your boys, the New Day.
and we're excited to be here at Tudum because we're Netflix super fans, just like the best in the world, CM Punk.
So now with AAA being in, I don't know, the crowd is kind of mild, not going to lie. But speaking of AAA, it's on Max. We talked about that before. Do you think they'd make a transition to Netflix as well? Like, do you think WWE's interested in it, or do they give a fuck? They're just like, oh, we'll just keep it where it is. And
I think they're putting it on YouTube, so it'll be technically free. So that's or maybe that's just a temporary thing, but because I don't is Worlds Collide on Netflix?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, bro. At least where I live. So, but everything else WWE is on Netflix. But yeah, Worlds Collide is going to be on YouTube during the day. So maybe you're right about that call with it being on YouTube.
It could. Look at Widget's hair is fucking hilarious.
I know. I love
it. Packed with straw hats. But that's not even the half of it.
They just previewed like what's to come on Netflix and shit. If you're into One Piece and all that, I don't know. Squid Game. I'm really into Squid Game. You like Squid Game, Hughezy?
I've never watched it.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
You got to, brother. Dude, I appreciate you coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my guy fucking Hughezy. He was here. Round of applause for him. Thank you for coming on the show. You're so gracious with your time. We're across the fucking planet from each other, but we got to link up once again and do another show sometime soon. Phil marks out. I do videos on Fridays, Thursdays rather. So maybe we could link up and review some movies or something like that over there.
Potentially, because I've been going to the cinema a lot in 2025.
Good. Hughezy at TheHughezy on X and Hughezy Entertainment on YouTube. Is there anything else you want to plug? K100 perhaps?
Yes, go to Keeping the 100 and become a member. There's a shitload of free and not free. There's a shitload of exclusive members only content there. You actually get the entire show completely uncensored. All in video form, and people say it's greedy, but it's not like we're taking the money for nothing. So for as little as $5, you will get hundreds of hours of free content that is updated daily.
There you go. And become a member of my shit too for 99 cents. And if you're listening on Spotify or whatever, consider checking me out on YouTube and the live show. I appreciate you all for tuning in, Hughezy. I appreciate you for being here. Again, round of applause for the man himself. And this has been Pro Wrestle Times Podcast. Until next time, I'll see you in the Upside Down like Stranger Things that I hope comes out fucking soon. I think next month or something.